It's a frosty Tuesday afternoon here at Comerica Park. The Tigers and Yankees trying to stay warm together. It's 35 degrees. It feels a little bit colder because of the 12-mile-an-hour wind, but you know what? These are hardy lads, and so they're ready to go for Major League Baseball here at Comerica Park. And Tarek Skubal will lead out the Tigers here today, his first home start, and he always loves running out to thrill the home crowd. The reigning Cy Young winner in the American League, who has started in Seattle and in Los Angeles to this point, has the Tigers out to face the Yankees, who are 6-4. The Tigers get a victory yesterday to move to 6-4, and here is the Yankees batting order. It is slugging against left-handed pitching with Tarek Skubal on the mound. Goldschmidt in the 1 spot, 929. Aaron Judge, 1385 against lefties, so that'll be an intriguing matchup all day long. Trent Grisham in that 8th spot, worth noting here at 765 when he does play against left-handers as well. Tigers starting pitcher presented by Wallside Windows is Tarek Skubal.
The big show pony on the bump today. You know, a lot of his off-speed pitches are still pretty dominant. They've been hitting the fastball at a higher clip than normal. But his changeup is one of those changeups that when you're geared up and ready for 96, 97 miles an hour, and he throws that thing 86 and it's darting down, it's very difficult to make contact with. And he can throw that changeup in the zone, just out of the zone, and get swing and miss on both of them. You know Skubal's going to be good for it.
Yeah, 3 hits, 16 at-bats, closing on the changeup this year. That's 188. It was 216 against it last year. Starting defense behind him, brought to you by Marygrove Awnings. Riley Green is out in center field. McKinstry and Carpenter flank him. Baez and Sweeney on the infield, Keith and Torkelson, and Dylan Dingler catching Tarek Skubal. That's because Jake Rogers has gone on the injured list like 20 minutes before game time. So Tomas Nido is up to replace Jake Rogers. But this is the first time in 2 years in a regular season game Tarek Skubal is throwing to somebody other than Jake Rogers.
Yeah, that's something to take note of. Also, you know, after having a couple outings, we're giving up some runs. Pitch sequencing. Well, there's no sequence involved in that. 98. How'd he do?
Just right at him. Good luck to you. Paul Goldschmidt, 37-year-old, leads it off for the Yankees, and on 0-1, he slices that ball just left of center. It's a base hit for Goldschmidt, who has always swung it well in this ballpark.
You made an interesting point earlier today, Jason, that his fastball's gotten hit at a higher clip so far this year. And we say, okay, is that, you know, just kind of something that happens? Sometimes guys hit it, they don't foul it off. Or is it something where these hitters know that they're going to get a fastball, so they're really attacking the fastball, which then brings his changeup way more into play, especially against the right-handed hitter?
That is, to your point, Andy, that's the 6th hit against his four-seam fastball. The league's now 6 for 16 against the four-seamer, and you never see this, but the league hit under 200 against his four-seam fastball last year. That's a very low number in Major League Baseball.
And that kind of shows, you know, teams are going to make adjustments to him. Anytime you win a Cy Young, guess what? There's a bullseye on your back. Yeah. Whether you want to say, okay, that's going to intimidate people. At this level, people aren't intimidated. They want to get you once you're the Cy Young. So they're coming out swinging the bat.
And this is a second hit, a base knock up the middle for Ben Rice. And it's even more than that, right? You dig further to look for ways to get him. As Aaron Judge walks in, this is the reigning MVP against the reigning Cy Young winner in the American League. Aaron Judge hit a ball on the ground 110 miles an hour plus yesterday. Now, if that's at somebody, it's probably a double play. It wasn't, and it was an RBI. First pitch down low, 1 ball and no strikes. So we did a little digging. Since 2022, the reigning MVP against the reigning Cy Young winner, it's a 270 average, just 1 home run and 38 trips to the plate. So pitchers will read that and say, see, not much damage. And the hitters will go like, well, 270 against Cy Young winner. That's great.
It's all how you interpret the numbers.
Yeah.
That's it.
2-0 against Skubal for Judge, who does take a slider for a strike.
So he's shown him no fastballs so far. So you see adjustments being made. Missed with a changeup and a slider, and then back with the slider.
And it was a sinker that Rice hit into center field. So 2 hits on the fastball to this point. 2-1 changeup is dazzling.
That's probably one you're going to want to go back to. If not the very next pitch, probably the very next pitch. Because that is really good. If you can throw that again, might try it.
Time called by Judge. This is the rare opportunity that the populace can boo a judge and not be found in contempt.
He's got him thinking. Is he going back to the changeup, or is he going to come in with a heater?
He has not seen a fastball yet in the sequence. There is strike 3 on another changeup. He went right back. You said it.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. No need to. When you have one of the nastiest changeups in the game, you can go to it, and he found that little slot right below the outside corner. And again, how'd he do?
That's our Xfinity high-speed pitch. Credit Dylan Dingler, by the way, for the sequence there. No fastballs to Judge. And we showed you yesterday, as there's a check swing by Chisholm, how many fastballs the league's been throwing Judge this year. The Tigers went fully away from that and had great success.
And that's something that the rest of the league is going to continue to follow with suit, you would think. It's like at some point, if he's hitting lots of fastballs, you got to throw him something else.
You also have to face him later in the game, too, so to not show him a piece of your arsenal doesn't hurt.
No, and you can go fastball in off the plate after you've given a heavy dose of the off-speed parachute balls. And Tarek might today say, you know what, if they're going to hit my fastball, at some point the ego has to slow down and you just got to get outs. Maybe we do throw a lot more sliders and changeups today. There's nothing wrong with that. Outs are outs.
2-0. On the ground, back to Skubal. He tried to set himself to throw to second, and the angle was odd. But what you said about pitchers the other day is ringing in my ears.
My stare at you is because you said the angle's odd. Now, which angle?
Well, he tried. He was like he couldn't find
tough.
the angle on his body.
Let me reverse all the things that have happened the last 2 days.
Yeah.
It is tough when you're really close and a ball's hit and there's a lot of action. You kind of have that little tendency to panic a little bit, right? And it's hard to glove it clean. Okay, we'll just leave it there.
Well, hear me out.
He got the out. He got an out. He got an out. So
Anthony Volpe skies it out. He's a lefty off the right side of the mound. There's a reason you typically roll left-handed quarterbacks to the left side of the pocket.
Now, the difference in baseball is there aren't really big guys trying to chase you, so you can actually stop. You don't have to keep running and turn your body and pivot. We do in basketball. You called some basketball games. There's a pivot.
Ooh, an odd swing, 0-2. Thank you for mansplaining throwing a ball to me. That was helpful. Really enriched my Tuesday.
All right, Smalls.
Killing me.
I like that fastball up. You like that fastball?
Do you like it enough to do it again? Let's find out.
Or change up down. Why not? That changeup's filthy right now.
0-2, swatted foul. Back to the changeup. Back to the play. Look at the angle here. Look what he has to do with his body.
He's got the ball's hit about 12 miles an hour. He's got it. What he's got to do is turn. But the first thing you have to do is what? Secure the baseball. Secure the baseball. His feet got moving faster than his hands.
On 2 strikes from Skubal. Yeah, strike 3. That's what he does best. Throw it from there.
Slow, 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 slow. Schwack.
Tigers batting order presented by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. This first pitch swing rate, the Tigers are second in all of baseball in first pitch swing percentage. Kerry Carpenter has been up there jamming early. Riley Green at 38%, McKinstry 47%, Sweeney 44%. It's early, but there have been some tendencies in the lineup, and they will face the former Cleveland pitcher. Been around the block quite a bit, and in fact made his debut against the Tigers all the way back in '09, Carlos Carrasco.
Yeah, he has been around a long time. I think I remember him. Big, tall righty. He's got a decent amount of pitches. I think he's kind of turning into more of a kitchen sink type of pitcher now that he's later in his career. Pitch to contact.
Yeah, he is 38 years old. He turned 38 on March the 21st, Carlos Carrasco.
That's almost as old as you are.
Where are you in all this?
8th oldest active pitcher. Look at that. Yeah.
That tracks. He's joined up with the Yankees after rejoining Cleveland last year in a homecoming. He had a 5.64 ERA, and the Yankees, with all their pitching injuries, they have 9 injured pitchers right now in the IL. They just need some innings out of that spot and out of the 5 spot. Will Warren as well, who got knocked around a little bit in the finale in Pittsburgh.
Got to come in, throw strikes. He'll induce quick contact. But he's going to try to hit his spots and mix it up. If he's going to have success today, he's going to have to not keep the ball out over the plate, get it down, work it out of the zone, just in the zone, competitive pitches, and make the Tigers hitters put good swings on the baseball.
We saw Martin Perez on the left-hand side the other day throw very well for the White Sox, doing exactly that. 2-2 is called ball 3. Oh, wait.
No, he threw it down. It was a ball, and he threw it down.
Now, Justin Henry Malloy looked back.
I didn't see him make it.
I didn't think he punched. Jahan was standing there, and the plate umpire, Shane Livensparger, said, yeah, you're out.
Yeah, Livensparger just didn't even move. No, he looked away. He looked it away. That's the weakest punch out I've ever seen in my entire adult life.
That's actually ridiculous.
I think he said strike. Oh, and then he realized there was 2. I bet he didn't realize there was 2 strikes. Because he said, ha.
But if he points, he didn't point even.
Looked like he barked it. And then he realized, oh, it's strike 3, so then he rung him up.
That's not helpful to any of us. To wait 4 seconds.
There was a glitch in that.
There was.
That play.
There's a something in the coding. Listen and watch.
Watch him. Bark right there. Ha. Hit. You see?
Sure.
Yeah, something along those lines.
But
I think he forgot how many strikes there were.
I think so too. But even my thing is, like, even if there's 1 strike, you'd say strike and point to your right.
Yeah, that's usually the protocol for the last 100 and however many years baseball's been around.
It was a strike.
It definitely was.
It's the right call. It's just like a late whistle in basketball. The fans are like, wait, what?
It was a rocket. Waiting on that little 2-seam away. Kerry let that ball travel a mile.
Kerry Carpenter, 3 home runs all this homestand against the White Sox. His 6th career 2-home run game the other day as he checks his swing there. 2-2. Tigers enter play today 10th in the league in home runs, 4th in on-base plus slugging, 6th in on-base percentage, top 10 in most of the major categories.
Nobody saw that coming, did they?
I don't think
so. After a few
so.
injuries, top 10 offense in baseball?
Yeah, not at all. Popped up. On the infield, Volpe to the right of second makes the catch. In case you were wondering who the rest of the Yankees defense is, it is these 3. It's Dominguez and Grisham and Judge left to right in the outfield. Peraza, Volpe, Chisholm Jr., and Goldschmidt. Austin Wells has the plate once again for Carlos Carrasco. I've been handed a note from Paul, our statistician. It says Andy Dirks versus Carlos Carrasco. 5 at-bats. How many hits do you think?
Probably 2.
3.
Yeah.
6 hundo against Cookie.
In his prime.
It was.
He was throwing cheese back then.
He really was.
It was like 96, 97. 98. That's what's funny. Guys are like, oh, guys throw 98 now. It's like, yeah. This isn't a new thing.
Oh, they've already got it built. Watch this flashback.
Oh, right back through the. I think that was his debut. That might have been his. Maybe not.
He debuted, I think, a year before you got up.
Got it.
Your show, but look at you. Drop one in.
Try to go change up away. Hit the heater up the middle. Took the change up the other way. You can't teach that, Benetti.
Not to Kansas's favorite son, you can't. He's looking good so far.
Welcome back, everybody. It's time for today's Blue Moon Report. We covered a game during spring training in which Dylan Dingler caught Tarek Skubal for the first time. And at that point, Dingler had only caught some live BPs of Tarek Skubal's, and he said spring was just about getting familiar with Scoob and learning how to call games with him. He said he leaned on Jake Rogers a lot. They would do a lot of reviewing of what worked for them last season when catching Tarek Skubal. And during the bottom half of that second inning, I saw Chris Fetter, Dylan Dingler, and Tarek Skubal all kind of huddled up reviewing what happened, but a lot of smiles on Dylan Dingler's face. So when you look back to that start in spring, this is exactly why things like that happen, to have Dylan Dingler ready to go in a situation like this, guys.
Yeah, I mean, there's a great connection, Daniela. We've all seen it between Raj and Tarek Skubal as time gets called here by Austin Wells. But it's interesting, hearing Daniela say that, you kind of get a new set of eyes on Skubal's stuff, too.
True.
And I don't know, I mean, I love the combination. They love working together, Scoob and Raj, but there is the opportunity for new eyes.
New eyes. Check the shapes out. Maybe he sees something. And you can fall into patterns as a battery. You know, it's like this has worked so well for so long. Why adjust from it? And you really don't adjust until the league makes you. And after one or two outings, is that enough to make massive adjustments? No. Maybe a few. It's probably more execution of pitches than it is pitch selection, right? So the fastball's just over the plate too much. So that means like the last pitch last inning, right on the outside corner.
Strike three, a buzzsaw high fastball, and Scoob's got that walk right now. See him behind the mound.
You like it when he struts his thing
yeah.
a little bit out there. I mean, location, up and away, perfect. That arm back, down and around. And when he throws that up there, that is going to be really tough to catch up to for a left-handed hitter.
First one to Dominguez is ball one.
How would you classify his strut around the mound? Is there a classification in that?
Peacock.
Like a peacock.
Is that fair?
Yeah, no, that's good.
Do you have a classification for us? Your brain works in mysterious ways.
Yeah, I was thinking like F5, you know, like a tornado.
F5?
Yeah, F5, F4, that's the classification of tornadoes.
Is that the Fujita scale? Here's a sky-high fly ball to right field, and McKinstry comes in to make the catch for out number 2.
So if he can get in a rhythm here and get in a groove where he's getting those first pitch strikes, hitting his spots, mixing it up, he's going to be a very happy man after today. Because these guys he doesn't like to get hit.
No.
At all.
We were standing in the clubhouse in Seattle. MLB Network was on. This is before his last start. He looked up, and the ticker was going at the bottom of the screen like the fan bar does, you see there? Mm-hmm. And Scoob goes, I have a 7? Talking about his ERA was 7.25 after the Dodgers started. He goes, I have a 7?
Yeah, foreign territory.
Yeah, like that.
No,
thank you.
No, this isn't about to happen. I would say in about probably 4 weeks, a month, that thing will be down quite a bit from where it is today.
That was a strike that didn't get called a strike.
That's about as strike as a strike can get, too.
Yeah.
It's pretty close to the middle.
Yeah, it's one of those, if you miss your spot, the catcher has to frame it, the umpire gets a different look. But that's why people like the challenge system. It's for pitches like that.
The big misses is what it would be nice for at times.
1-2 on Grisham, who hit a long fly ball to center yesterday. Not here. Good night.
Yeah, this is a big angry man. And this big angry man is chucking a baseball very hard. 98 coming at you.
Time for FanDuel's home run odds for today's game. There they are. Aaron Judge plus 300, Gary Carpenter plus 500, and just a nudge above that is the guy at the plate right now, Spencer Torkelson, looking for home run number 3 of his season. First pitch swing for Torque. That's a long fly ball into the gap in right center field. And that one hops the wall. Little juggle out there in center by Grisham, but Torque had already throttled down. It is a leadoff double that was not far away from that third home run. It went over the yellow line, so it was a dead ball there. That's why the bobble didn't matter.
He touched that one. See how he keeps his weight back? And when he hits the ball the other way with that much authority, you know things are going right. Good approach, setting back. You know he'll thumb you some stuff, but that's just a two-seam out over the plate. And that was a no doubt about it right center double, which a lot of times those balls, when they go up, Jason, it's like, are they going to catch it or not?
Colt Keith tags this into right. First pitch swing. Tigers have first and third. Nobody out in a heartbeat. 2 pitches, 2 lasers.
Starting to get very loud out here. Says it's changeup. It's looking two-seam. Just something basically middle, 89. Pretty good pitch to hit.
can't do that to Colt Keith. He has subsisted on first pitches for his entire big league, but also like high school career. That's his deal.
Yeah, and if you throw it down the middle first pitch, he knows what to do with that.
Both baseballs 106 miles an hour off the bat, and the Tigers yesterday had, in a 6-2 win, one of the top 10 hardest hit balls in the game. The Yankees had 9 of the 10 hardest hit baseballs and lost 6-2. And you might say to yourself, Andy, that sounds odd. You might say to yourself.
You may, if you don't know that you can hit a ball too high.
True.
You can hit it really hard, but if it's too high, it's going to get caught.
It's not going to do a whole lot for you.
You know, it might tickle the clouds a little bit.
McKinstry looks at a strike. So that's happened 77 times in the last 2 years that a team has had 9 of the 10 or 10 of the 10 hardest hit baseballs. 68 times that team has won. 9 times the team with the not hardest hit baseballs has won. Here's a fly ball right field, pretty well struck. That'll get in the first run of the ball game. McKinstry a sac fly. It scores Torkelson, and the Tigers have a 1-0 lead here in the second.
They're wanting to make it hard to beat them today on how many balls are hit hard. I mean, that's 3 in a row. Get on that board. High fives everywhere. Feels good for McKinstry because sometimes you hit a ball like that and you get out and you just got to run back to the dugout. But there you get a sac fly and you get a high five your buddy.
You take the RBI. First pitch swing here is a strike to Dylan Dingler. A couple years ago, Trey Turner used the song Dancin' on My Own in Philadelphia as his walk-up song. Dylan Dingler, Edge of 17, feels like a very singable walk-up song. And if Dylan's going to be in the lineup more with Jake Rogers on the injured list, I wonder if maybe when the Tigers come back from the road trip, if we can start to encourage a possible sing-along with Stevie Nicks.
Maybe get the lyrics up on the, with the little bouncing ball over the words.
The karaoke version.
Yeah.
It fills the ballpark. It's one of those songs that just feels very singable. Long hold here from Carrasco, and he's in with a strike on a slider. Line drive, that's a clothesline into center. Dylan Dingler on 2 strikes has a single.
Dingler keeping the volume up on this 0-2 pitch that did not break out of the zone like it was supposed to. He says, okay, ball, you're not going to do what you're supposed to. I'm going to make you pay. And that ball was screaming to center.
It was.
There might not be a better sound in the world than a well-hit baseball and wood bat.
Really?
I love it.
I'm almost loath to ask what are second and third place.
Maybe like Whitney Houston singing the national anthem. Second place.
Of all the sounds in the world, you have baseball bat hitting ball and Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
1 and 2.
And then maybe Wales.
And then Wales.
You know that sound that.
Up the middle, right to Carrasco. He throws for Volpe, and there is a double play. Good use of sonar by Carrasco. Tigers take the lead.
Build your perfect season with the Tigers Flex plan. Choose 3 or more games and unlock exclusive discounts and special incentives. Pick from marquee matchups, exciting giveaways, and unforgettable moments at Comerica Park. Customize your plan at tigers.com/flex.
Fly ball right field. That's McKinstry for round number 1. Pro tip, quick pro tip.
Yeah.
You can, when you get to the tail end of these promos that they give you here at the coming out of the break,
Yeah.
see a pitch come, you can not every word has to be the same pace.
Well, I've been wanting to read one of those and I screwed it up.
No, you didn't. You were just trying to savor it.
Yeah. It was
were
my
trying to
moment.
savor
It was
it.
in this moment.
You're very harmonic today. Skubal to Goldschmidt. Now I'm going to get those tweets that are like, don't be mean to Andy. He's new to reading cards.
Andy's new to reading.
Andy,
Yeah.
Andy just started reading. Here's Paul Goldschmidt, 37 years old, the leadoff hitter for the Yankees. The oldest ever leadoff hitter in Major League history was Ricky Henderson. At 44 years of age, the great Ricky Henderson, tremendous leadoff hitter as he was.
Look at that, drop changeups in. Goldschmidt hit a fastball in his first at bat really hard through the box. Skubal making the adjustment, Dingler making the adjustment. Let's go a little soft on the outside edge. I wanted to backdoor that. It just kind of caught a little bit of the middle, but down. Just dump that changeup out there.
On 1-2. He tried to. He did.
See, this is where traditionally it'd be a fastball, right? 2-2 count. Don't want to get to 3-2. Guy throws 98. Textbook says fastball.
Instead, he goes changeup.
Which I like.
Yeah.
You know? Because at some point you say, okay, I'm not going to let him beat me on my fastball. That's what they're hitting.
You see the 2-strike usage for Tarek Skubal. 40% fastball. Fly ball center field, Riley Green.
And now, a message from Figer Law.
Make Figer Law your first call and get the justice you deserve. Figer Law. All we do is win.
How'd I do on that one?
That was great.
Yes.
Great. You sold it. 2 down for Ben Rice, who grounds it to shortstop on the first pitch. Trey Sweeney. 1-2-3 inning. Look at that guy. You turned into David Letterman. Throwing the thing. Menards brings you the big money encounter. It's the best offense for the Tigers through 10 games in 9 years. It's a full run a game more, and you have to figure part of that is a year more under the belt of somebody like Colt Keith and Justin Henry Malloy and Torques changes, right? That is development in a graphic in some ways, wouldn't you say, Andy?
100% agree with that statement that you just made. Their propensity to be able to get balls that are out over the plate to hit now, they're not swinging out of the zone as much. They've learned how to take walks, which is a big part of the game. You got to get a good pitch to hit. You can't just go up there and swing at everything under the sun.
Some of the young talent there, Dylan Dingler, Zach McKinstry, among others. Check swing and a strike on Baez, 2-1 to Javi.
Some of it's age too. Power kind of develops a little bit later in some careers. 26, 27, 28 to into the early 30s. That's kind of the prime power years for most guys.
And that's the point of having a pipeline, right? Having the top farm system in Major League Baseball is then you get guys that are in their prime constantly at the Major League level.
Yeah. And once in a while you'll have, the guy that kind of breaks the mold and he's 21, 22 with a lot of pop.
3-1 is a walk for Javi. Flip the lineup over. If the Tigers score 3 or more runs in this game, you can visit a participating Arby's location tomorrow and receive a free small order of curly fries.
Little Western.
You're twangy enough that it rubs off.
It's bringing it out in you. It's in there. I know it is. I'll pull it out of you.
Well, Trey Sweeney yesterday, before we did that interview, he got asked to count to 5 by our crew to make sure that the mic was working and everything. He said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5. Yep.
The Louisville came out at Trey Sweeney at 5.
Louisville. Yeah.
Javi at first, strike 1 on Malloy, who's part of that big walk rate for the Tigers. To your point, Andy, is that strike 2. The Tigers came into today 3rd in baseball in walk rate. It's the Cubs, the Phillies, and the Tigers.
And they're hitting home runs.
Yeah,
so
both.
you mix the walks and the home runs, you get a lot of runs across that plate.
That is strike 3. And there's one away. The 3 teams I listed while we're at it, Cubs, Phillies, Tigers, are all first place teams. Top 3 teams in walk rate early on in Major League Baseball are first place teams.
Yeah, it's a pretty good strategy. Walk a lot and hit a lot of homers and pitch really well and play good defense, and you'll win a lot of baseball games, I promise.
Thank you. It has the Andy Dirks seal of approval, which is the 5th best sound in the wild, the seal of approval. 1-0 on Carpenter, who popped out his first time to Volpe. Toward first, it's a good pick, but then Goldschmidt couldn't pry it out of his glove. And so he takes the out at first. There are 2 away, Baez to second.
He's got some happy feet over there. Nice little pick, but you said the transfer. Oh, he had it snow coned. He thought it was in the webbing. And that will happen if that ball hits in the palm a little bit. It wants to squirt to the end of the web.
Okay.
And that is where you're used to that ball being right in the pocket that you formed. And when it goes down to the web, you can't get a good grip on it. A glove, I call them ejecto gloves. You do not want an ejecto glove. If it hits that palm of your hand just a little bit, like if you're on the backhand side, it's always the backhand. It wants to squirt out the end of the glove. You want a glove that at least keeps it in. So that's a mid-range glove. That's not I wouldn't say like the way he's formed it, I could probably help him to where that wouldn't pop out as bad.
So your counter, if a ball gets hit there, you just have to kind of wear it. Like this is all pre-play glove maintenance stuff.
Yeah, you want a pocket to where if the ball does hit you in your padding, and some guys will take some of the padding out of the palm because those gloves, the manufacturer will put padding in the palm so it doesn't sting your hand as bad. Now a first baseman, you're not going to take as much padding out. I just had a conversation with Spencer Torkelson about that very thing. We're talking about gloves and how you form them and whether you put, 2 fingers in the pinky slot. Some people put 3. That helps form the pocket a little deeper. But at first base, he's like, nah, we don't like to take too much pad out.
Looping liner to third. Peraza is there for a clean catch to retire the side. We'll go to the fourth. Two Titans next. StatCast 3D, it's powered by Google Cloud. Here's what Tarik Skubal threw to Aaron Judge first time around. Not a fastball to be seen. It led to a strikeout. First pitch here is ball number 1 on a slider.
Probably stay with the same game plan. If you do go heater, just go in off the plate.
Change up 2-0. Now the question is, do you at some point feed him, or do you just say, you know what, if I walk him on the secondary stuff, I walk him on the secondary stuff? That's a slider for a strike. There's your answer.
That's the answer. Backdoor. And Skubal's got good enough command of his 3 pitches that he loves to throw. I don't have a problem with him not ever throwing him a fastball all game.
There's one.
Lull him to sleep. Trying to go in there, missed the spot a little bit, but when it's 97, it's not always easy to make contact with. Just swung under it.
Here's what's amazing. Aaron Judge this year has 13 hits, 12 off the fastball, none on a breaking ball, 1 on an off-speed pitch. And so that's why Dingler's going there. 2-2, back to the fastball, maybe to set up a changeup or slider here.
Yeah, I think a changeup away is backdoor slider, one of those pitches. And there is a little bit of, Cy Young versus MVP action. Like, hey, I'll give you one to hit. Here, try it.
Skubal working at a quick pace, and Judge off the changeup hits it skyward to center. That's Riley Green, and there's a 1 away. The fastball set it up, Andy.
Yeah, just a thing of beauty. Throwing that 99-mile-an-hour fastball, Judge was on that pitch, missed it, to slow him down with the changeup, and you see him hit it off the end of the bat. But it is impossible to be geared up for 99 and hit that changeup really well. You got to be setting one or the other.
No matter how good you are.
I don't think it matters. I don't. Not when there's that much difference. Because to hit 99, you have to pretty much be geared up to hit 99. And even if you recognize, by the time you recognize, your body's already in motion.
Pretty clearly, after the first couple of batters, 2 hits to start the game, both came on fastballs. This has been a secondary show for Skubal and Dingler.
Yeah, and I think it's something that you just continue to do. Because if the league's going to say, hey, we're just going to ambush fastballs and not hit anything else, throw the other stuff.
Or that, do the limbo rock.
And then mix the fastball in. So really he's setting up the fastball with the off speed, keeping everything slowed down.
Close. Scoob says that's not down.
Well, Scoobs, it might have been. We still love you, buddy.
That's not down, he said. And that's a strike.
And that's not up.
It's not.
I mean, he's hitting spots now. Up in the zone with the heater.
Oh, and
Down.
you've heard
with the
of
off speed.
Johnny hates Jazz. This is Jazz hates the strike zone.
I mean, and you see, guys aren't perfect. Jazz is wrong on that one. Scooble was wrong on the other one.
Ground ball foul.
That is why it would be interesting with the challenge system. Because right now, they're both convinced that they're right. And
Yes.
you could not tell them otherwise.
That's right.
With the challenge system, they're going to have to concede that maybe they were wrong.
3-2 is sprayed foul.
And this is where the umpire doesn't get the credit for those, but he'll get the credit for the ones he gets wrong. That time, both the players were wrong. Umpire was right.
Yes. 3-2 again. Little tapper, first base side. Scooble has to flick it to first, and he did find the angle that time.
I'll give you this one, Jason. That is a nice play. To come over with the bare hand. Little backward shuffle. Watch the big man get off the mound. Knees up, knees up, knees up. Secure the baseball, flip it. Yes, Scooble. He was still mad about that pitch earlier. That's why he made such a good play there.
What's amazing is Tarek Scooble doesn't need extra motivation, but when he has that in him, that sinker he threw to the top of the zone was so purposeful, such a good pitch. He has an even tinier keyhole that he can throw to, it seems like, when he's mad.
Yeah.
Baez at third, inning over. Tarek, how you feeling? You good, bud? For a limited time, enjoy $500 off when you reserve a private suite for any game between now and May the 11th. Experience Tigers baseball like never before with luxury, exclusivity, and premier views at Comerica Park. To learn more, go to tigers.com/April. Hope to see you here at the ballpark for some more home series. The Baltimore Orioles are in town. The Padres are as well. Torque slams another one into an alleyway left center field, and that is out of here. A torque bomb in the fourth. Well, he tested right center, and then he took the measure of left center.
This is when Torque's at his best. He took the two-seam the other way, and this is just a hanging slider, and he's ready to hit right out the gate, first pitch. Just does damage. I mean, that ball just kept carrying, didn't it?
It did.
I didn't know if it was going to get out at first, and it just kept back spinning and back spinning.
In this weather, you just expect the ball to die.
Yeah. You go from maybe there's a play on it in left center to a home run. That's awesome.
I think Grisham, if you could have quizzed him in the moment, he would have said, I've got this.
Yeah.
Off the bat.
I would agree. But that's when the ball's hit right. Not only was it hit hard, it was hit right.
Right side of the infield, Jazz Chisholm Jr.
And we saw, Torkelson with his incorporating the new approach with the stance, with his hands, with his load. The way he's getting down through the ball right here, you see how he's creating the path that's getting a ton of backspin and true flight trajectory. That ball wasn't hooking, it wasn't tailing, it was just backspun, perfect launch angle up into the stratosphere. That was not hit too high.
It was not. What does that tell you that he's getting that sort of contact? What does that tell you?
It means he's staying through the ball. He's not cheating. He's not trying to pull the ball. He's just getting it in the right place out in front of his body. And once he saw that hanging slider, it just happened. And he also, when he took the ball to right center, the at bat before, that path, kind of gap to gap, gives you a ton of room for error. So he timed that up perfectly. It's a home run. Even if it's not, if he's a little out in front, a double to left.
1-1. Oh, that's called a ball. 2-1. We talked the other day about the sweet spot percentage, right? 8 to 32 degree launch angle, kind of proving what Torque has done and the big changes he's made, meaning quality of contact. That's a high fly ball by McKinstry way back into the stratosphere. That was a hot air balloon out of here. Watch where he made contact with this ball. How far in front of the plate he went to go get this thing.
So, he just takes that high fastball, and he knew it when he hit it. That thing was loaded with helium and never coming down. I mean, McKinstry, he hit that ball high.
I mean, how far in front of the plate? That ball did not travel that much.
No, you get that thing out in front. That's letting it eat. That's when you're letting it eat.
Wow.
That's the pitch where he's like, he's going to throw me a heater, and I'm going to hit a fastball, and I'm going to pull it to right field swing. McKinstry likes it. He's like, oh, yeah. They're like, did you know? That's what they're at. I guarantee they're asking him, did you know you got it? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I knew.
That's a long fly ball. Dylan Dingler to left. It is out of here. A barrage in the fourth inning.
Good swing after good swing. Another two-seam. Getting down through it, Dingler. Joining the party. 3 homers. Lots of loud swings today.
Now everything's a homer off the bat. It's to center field. Sweeney is out there at 2 down.
That turned into Kids Day really quick. Every ball in the air. Dingler quiet on the front side. Oh, he leaned on it too. He knew it right when he hit it. Look at the smiles. Yay, team. Is that what he said?
He did.
He's at a launch party right now. But you talk about getting the ball out in front of you, right?
Yeah.
Hit it out in front of your body, pull side damage. The only way you can pull the ball is if you hit it out in front of your body.
And we showed you within this series the league slugging percentage when you pull the ball. It's over 1,000. The league slugging percentage opposite way is in the 300s.
Yeah. is a centrifugal force, man. The longer that bat has to travel, the more momentum it picks up.
Torkelson, McKinstry, Dingler, all with home runs, as that's inside 1 and 2.
And I love how they've just stayed aggressive, just in the zone, staying aggressive, doing damage early. If you get to 2 strikes, they battle a little bit, but man, they are looking to do damage right now.
Mentioned Carlos Carrasco made his debut against the Tigers as Ryan Yarbrough was warming up. And that inning, when he made his debut, was very similar to this one. Curtis Granderson a double, Placido Polanco a homer. Carlos Guillen went back-to-back with Polanco. It was a long inning for Carrasco in his major league debut. Single from Miggy, Maglio Ordonez a walk, Aubrey Huff a single, Brandon Idge finally struck out, and then a double from Gerald Laird. It was a long 4-run inning for Carrasco, not dissimilar to this one.
Yeah, his love for Comerica Park is dwindling. But credit to the Tigers. I mean, those balls have some movement on them. They're sinking. They're moving, and they're just putting lumber on it.
On the ground up the middle to second base, and Chisholm. When you spin the slot machine, you want 3 things to come up that look alike, right? Well, here are 3 homers.
Cherry. Is it going to be one? Cherry! Jackpot! Yay, team!
Zach McKinstry, one of the 3 home runs in the bottom of the 4th inning. Spencer Torkelson went deep, and the catcher Dylan Dingler as well, catching Tarek Skubal. Here's a fly ball to left field to open the inning, and Kerry Carpenter has out number 1 on Austin Wells. Dingler with the home run, by the way. He is perfectly made for today. Behind the plate, catching Tarek Skubal. He went to high school in Ohio, Massillon Jackson High School. Their team nickname is the Polar Bears. He was a polar bear in high school.
Why does that have relevance for today?
Because it's 35 degrees out. We feel like we're playing on an ice floe. This is popped up to first. Torkelson squares up on it. Out number 2. And Dylan said to me in the clubhouse, he said they have like a 15-foot polar bear in the high school atrium when you walk into that.
You're doing it, they can't see you, but you're doing the 15 feet with about a foot.
Not drawn to scale.
That's not.
It's
scale.
a polar bear not drawn to scale.
It's 1 in 15 scale, or
Yeah.
15 to 1 scale.
Why are you causing problems for me? Do you want me to show the people at home after the pitch the scale that I'm trying to draw the polar bear with?
15 feet.
Yeah.
I
I was never good at like how many candy corns are in this jar.
You'd be a terrible fisherman.
Yeah, well, that's true for so many reasons. So, yeah, I was saying 15 feet.
15 feet of polar bear is what he was saying.
That's
and I was
right.
like, yeah, that's about a foot there.
Again, yeah, on the map, they say, like, not drawn to scale.
Yeah, it wasn't drawn to scale.
Yeah.
I get it. So 15 feet, that's a big polar bear. Or probably a normal polar bear, big statue.
Big statue. See, that slider, you think it's going to hit you, and then it doesn't. It's the strike zone instead.
Tough at bat left on left. Got him with the high heat last at bat, and now all of a sudden he's popping these sliders in. You're just trying to hang in as a lefty, and then he throws that on the inside corner, and you're kind of thinking to yourself, let's go for contact. Let's go for contact. Like, because there's a point where you can't get your A swing off. And it looks like when you're uncomfortable in the box and you're kind of stepping out, and you're kind of, yeah, let me step out again. Let me think about this. That hurt my hand really bad. I'm not wearing batting gloves. Maybe those would have been a good choice. Too late to go back now. Okay, here we go. Contact. Yeah. Baseball 101. Bat to ball. Here we go. He's thinking something along those lines.
All of that.
That's what I would have been thinking.
All of that in 20 seconds. 2-2. And the dirt, 3 balls, 2 strikes. That was a rare non-competitive pitch after the first inning for Skubal. He's been all over the zone.
Yeah, he's been hitting spots. Kind of see the fire come out of him after that first inning. Got fired up. And once he starts grooving, man, it can get tough.
Fouled away left side.
I mean, that's just spotting it. He said, is that a strike? And then the umpire said, yes, it was. And he goes, man, that was a strike? That's all I could do to foul it off.
You asked the question, but you don't want the answer.
You don't want that answer.
3-2. That's right there. That also was a strike.
I mean, this is beautiful right here. Foul that one off. Can't do it.
Tigers have launched value offers for 2025. Offers are available now for families, students, seniors, military members, and educators, plus value meal pricing on Tuesdays all season long. Go to tigers.com/values to redeem your offer today. Hope to see you at the ballpark for the upcoming homestand after the Tigers go to Minnesota and Milwaukee. Old school AL road trip. Fly ball first base side, foul ground Goldschmidt. Now a message from the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers.
Check out these great vehicles today, only at your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers.
With Daniela Bruce downstairs, Andy Dirks, Jason Benetti, our entire crew. Hoping you join us at Comerica Park soon as Aaron Boone is out, Brian Yarborough is loosening up. The Royals Padres and Orioles are coming in, but the Tigers are trying to win a series against the Yankees right now. They lead 4-0 as they bounce Carrasco. Time for the Miller Lite moment. It's 3 moments, and they're all loud. Torque first, Zach second, and Dylan Dinger on the back end. He knew that was gone, or he felt like it.
Yeah, he knew it. I mean, it's cold weather, too. The ball's not traveling like it will later on in the year here at Comerica Park, and they're just teeing off.
Which means that's the end of the road for Carlos Carrasco. Ryan Yarborough, the former Tampa Bay Ray, is our wall side windows call to the bullpen. And he will face Kerry Carpenter first. With the lead, Carpenter will bat here left on left. And there's ball 1.
Yeah, Boone did not want to see another ball go over the fence. He's going to take his chances with the lefty. That was a 69-mile-an-hour sweeper.
Oh, boy. That was up to 70.
Yeah.
HOTTOGO.
Yo-yo sweeper. He'll throw a sinker, too.
That is a high fly ball, right field side, way back there. Judge can only watch. Kerry Carpenter guides it out of here, and the Tigers have 4 solo home runs. All stayed good hands as Kerry Carpenter just hanging around for this to arrive.
Those hands stay back a long time to be able to hit this 70-mile-an-hour sweeper. You see he's out on his front foot, down on a knee, but watch the hands. They're such good hands. They stay back, 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 down through it. What a finish. That's how you hit a 70-mile-an-hour sweeper right there.
Yeah, you just kind of wand it there.
Yeah, see, I can wait. He says I stayed on that back leg. I can do that too.
Just wait for it to come around.
Yeah, you get a high leg kick, let it eat, kind of like a slow pitch softball swing.
That is the Alice's restaurant of home runs. Just wait for it to come around.
It will get there eventually. But it does feel like in the box you're waiting for days.
That's his second homer against a lefty.
He almost hit another one against the lefty that went to the warning track to right field against the White Sox as well.
That's right.
Yeah, good contact. Big guys usually get sweepers from the lefties.
How do you wait so long when it's so below your typical hitting speed?
Yeah, a lot of it is you just got to really slow your body down. Think slow to go fast. Like you have to think, okay, I'm going to maybe high leg kick a little bit, maybe start just a tick later, just to make sure your body doesn't get too far out in front and keep your hands back.
And breaking ball, strike 3, back to the home run for Kerry Carpenter.
So if your hands don't go forward, your body can get out of position and it can start going forward. See his body, see how far forward it is, but his hands stay back. As long as your hands are back, you have a chance. You can deliver the barrel. And Kerry's such a big, strong guy that when he can deliver the barrel on 1 foot and still hit it out of the park.
It didn't sound like much of anything off the bat. It sounded like a paper towel roll into the ball, but he's so strong.
Yeah. And when you get the ball out in front of your body, it gives the bat time to gain speed. Like you talked about the home runs on the pull side, the slugging on the pull side.
Yeah.
You hit the ball out in front of your body, the bat has picked up speed along the path, and the maximum speed is that kind of pull side out in front of you.
Into left field on a jam shot, and it's Dominguez to make the catch. Hey, love a good solo. Tigers have had 4 of them. 4 solo homers. Chevrolet's strongest player, it's the Tigers. And that beautiful view. 11-0 last year when Tarek Skubal got bankrolled to 5 runs or more. That's the case right now as he faces the 9-hitter Peraza for the Yankees here in the 6th. One more home run. Kerry Carpenter, a long ball against Yarbrough. Skubal behind 2-0 on Peraza, who's playing game number 80 of his major league career today, his 4th season with the Yankees, kind of up and back from AAA Scranton Wilkes-Barre.
Around the corner, someone had left.
They were the Phillies when you were in AAA, right, Scranton?
Mm-hmm. I believe that's correct.
Were they playing on that horrible AstroTurf then?
I never played on the AstroTurf.
You didn't?
No.
That's good. Before they renovated their stadium down there in AAA, it was just...
I had AstroTurf on the infield of at Wichita State, Division I school.
Oh, did you?
Yep. The outfield was grass, though.
How'd that feel on your knees?
It was just hot, so hot. Like when it gets warm on the AstroTurf, it's a whole nother level. When the Cardinals used to have AstroTurf, and all the Gene Roof, he played there. Outfield coordinator in the minor leagues for the Tigers when I was there.
Riley Green makes the catch in center. There's one away, and Tarek Skubal hasn't given up a base runner since Ben Rice singled as the 2nd batter of the game.
Yeah, he's grooving, man. Hitting spots, and I think it started when a couple base hits on the fastball, hard contact, he really started working the off-speed heavy, and now he's kind of mixing the fastball in at will. A lot of first pitch sliders, a lot of first pitch changeups, kind of using the fastball later in the count. We call that pitching backwards, Benetti.
Yeah, it works.
Sometimes you don't want to pitch forwards. A lot of guys calling time. You notice a trend when they start calling time a lot. They're trying to slow him down. They're trying to get him out of rhythm. And they're also trying to collect their thoughts.
1-1 to Goldschmidt, who swings through a fastball 1-2. And then, you know, if you're really expecting the off-speed stuff, the fastball then becomes a surprise party.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden that 99 looks like 109. He's hit 2 hard fastballs hard, though. Goldschmidt has, so I wouldn't be shocked at some point if they try to go with the changeup away. So he's hit 2 to center field pretty hard. 1 for a hit, 1 was an out.
2-2. Fouled away Paul Goldschmidt, 37 years old. We asked our friends at Sport Radar who the oldest Tiger was to lead off a game. It was Chuck Hostetler in 1945. He was 41 years old when he led off for the Tigers that year.
Old Hostetler. You remember him, Jason?
Yeah, I was 12 when he played. See, Goldie, the former NL MVP, over here now to the Yankees in the American League. On the ground, second base. That's a long run for Keith. It pops in the air, and Goldschmidt is on.
Kind of a weird play. Had the lip involved a little bit, potentially. Ball hops up as he's trying to get around it. But when you have that much time and you're going a long ways, you see how he backed up on it and tried to kind of pick it right at the end, in between where his feet were. That's one you either got to get around or wait on it and then try to do the spin throw. And he kind of got caught in between. Didn't get all the way around it, but also didn't have it on the forehand side enough to try to grab it with the spin throw.
0-1. It's a big batter here. Rice. Aaron Judge is next.
He can get that heater up and away underneath his, get that bat going underneath that heater up and away, or slider down and away. Both pretty good options.
There's a changeup for you, 1-2. Maybe that leads to a breaking ball. We'll see. But Skubal and Dylan Dingler, and credit Dingler here, he's only caught Skubal in spring training, but they have been in sync since batter 3. One, two. Got him. Strike 3. Just locked him up. There's the slider. Call Sam. Best call. Tarek Skubal. 6 punch-outs.
Done a great job keeping the changeup down. And then as soon as they think that changeup was coming, there's the changeup. Buzzes them with the high heat. But you see those planes, those different eye planes. Fastball up, changeup down, and then a little slider down.
And this is the way to face Aaron Judge. You got 2 out and runner at first. Strike 1. A strikeout and a flyout for Judge to this point. StatCast presented by Google Cloud. Here's how he's pitched him so far. Just 2 fastballs. One of them very late in the sequence. 9 pitches that are non-fastballs to Judge. And there's one to heat him up. Since 2022, Aaron Judge on each pitch. That is why you don't throw him as many fastballs as you do the other stuff.
And it also shows you, if you want to hit at a high clip at the big league level, learn to hit the what?
Fastball. to right field, a little looping line drive, and that's down on a hop in front of McKinstry, so Judge will get on. And Jazz Chisholm Jr. is the batter. But that's one of those, like, you're up 5-0, Aaron Judge gets a base hit against you. Yeah, unless this is a big inning, that's not a terrible result.
No, much better than a home run. Yeah, limit the damage. You know the Yankees score a lot of runs on home runs. They're kind of over half their runs are scored on homers. So if you can keep the ball in the yard, you're going to, well, limit them to half as many runs.
It's exactly what Casey Mize said today. We were talking just a little bit about yesterday, and he said, look, the whole goal is keep him in the ballpark. You just have to do that above everything else against this lineup, and that's what he did to great success. 6-2 win in the opener for the Tigers. That is a little bit down. It's 2-0. Skubal and Chisholm each didn't like a call in the last sequence between the two. Fly ball still on the infield. Javi Baez at third makes the catch in fair ground. 2 stranded, still a shutout.
Stream every out-of-market game live or on demand, plus stream MLB Network 24/7 for the entire season. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.com.tv for details. And visit MLB.tv for details.
People are typing in MLB.com.tv.
.tv.
It ain't working, Andy.
MLB.tv for deets.
Here is Colt Keith. Somebody get the cards with the pictures for both of us.
The old card that I had .com.
Did it?
So
Yeah.
I sometimes I like to add things.
You
know?
do.
It's kind of fun.
Yeah. Directly at the point of sale, as the kids say. 1 ball, 1 strike to Colt Keith. We are having a great time this homestand. So excited to have baseball back in all of our lives here on April the 8th. It is freezing, and it doesn't matter because the Tigers are playing some great baseball. To second, Jazz Chisholm Jr. for out number 1. Andy?
All right, let me not screw this one up. And now a message from Rally House.
Play ball, Michigan. Shop the latest in Tiger style with your favorite brands and throwback designs. Rally House has gear for every fan.
With Ernest Hemingway, Jason Benetti along with you. Daniela Bruce is downstairs. Zach McKinstry at the plate. A great productive day for Zach. Continues. 2 for 2. A home run, 2 knocked in.
He's been having quality at bats. Big come from behind win. He had the big walk.
Yeah.
Now he's got a couple of knocks.
And it must be Daniela because he's so warm and cozy, right?
You know, Zach McKinstry told me a story in the clubhouse earlier today. I asked him if this is the coldest weather he's ever played in. He said he actually had to shovel snow one morning when he was playing at Central Michigan. So his answer was no. But he said he's all about the hands, as most hitters, players are. You got to keep the hands warm. So he's got them in his pockets, got the hand warmers in there. But he's prepared for this, is what Zach McKinstry told us. He's done this before.
Snow that morning?
Yeah, at 8 a.m. before a 1 o'clock game.
At the ball yard?
Yep.
And then he played?
That's what he said.
That gives new meaning to fire up chips, I feel like.
Yeah,
wow.
I mean, mid-Michigan, you think it gets cold and snowy in Detroit, and Mount Pleasant, it's going to get even colder and snowier, so I'm not surprised.
Zach McKinstry's snow removal service.
Do you think he does driveways?
I have to assume so. He does camps on off days. He's a do-everything kind of guy. I mean, ask, and he will do it. That's the kind of guy he is.
If you don't shovel it, you don't get a play.
Yeah.
You know, it used to be in college. You take care of the field. There's ground maintenance is a whole different ball game.
Oh yeah, you're like raking the infield, all that stuff.
Everybody's
right?
got their job. We used to have to manually put, we call it the turtle in batting practice. You know, the big cage behind home plate.
Yeah.
We used to have to lift that as a team over a fence.
What?
A chain link fence to get it on the field, and then we'd lift it off. So we'd have the guy, the turtle crew. You'd have the drag crew. You had the guy that did the lines. That was in junior college.
You didn't have a gate in the fence
There
that
was,
you could
there was
drive
no
it through?
gate.
Well, Zach, shovel, bat, take your pick.
Pretty good with the bat.
That was from back in the 4th. Dingler, a little check swing and a foul. How did they not have a gate for that chain link fence? You're picking up a batting cage and putting it over the wall?
Yeah, well, it's not a wall. It's chain link fence. You know, the one that's about waist high, little. That was the fence around the field.
That's a wall for me.
Well,
Do you understand?
You weren't doing a lot of fence hopping?
No.
As a young lad?
2-2. Yeah, there were one or two times the getaway car may have left without me.
All right, just leave Benetti.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's not going to make it. He'll figure it out. He'll talk his way out of it. He always does.
Okay.
What he lacks in agility, he makes up for in linguistics.
Have to be a real good talker for that to happen. 2-2, line drive left field and foul. Got the gloves. Oh, look at that. That was full oven mitt on the way to the ball. But the other folks are going to arrive faster. Oh, nicely done.
You stay there. Here, come on. We'll get the brownies for you. I just pulled them out of the oven.
That was nice by the kiddo, though. Said, do you want the ball? You don't see that often.
No.
A little one who got the foul ball saying, here, you take it.
You take it.
That's nice.
Off the fingertips. Bouncing around. Just trying to get down there. I got this ball.
It's like me climbing over a wall.
And he's like, here, I got it for you. Look. No need to damage your head.
oh,
Baseball.
Look, see, the smile is why we do this, though.
Yeah, for
that
sure.
smile.
Happy, happy day. Nothing like a souvenir at the ballpark. He's like, he put that in his pocket. He's keeping it right there.
Are we going to have like the nicest moment of the day in the ballpark?
We could. What would be fun is if we could see what else is in his pockets, because you know there's like a baseball card, a half chewed up piece of gum, a Major League Baseball now, some marbles.
That's not going to be a game that I think goes over very well. What's in your pockets?
I know that because I have a 9-year-old.
Is that right?
Oh yeah, the pockets. There's so much stuff in those pockets. Like all these things are coming out. Like, where did you even get that piece of candy without the wrapper?
Is that an eraser? 1-2, swing and a miss. Another sweeper at 71. Our nicest moment of the day. And it's not even close. Oh, that's so nice.
Friendly atmosphere here at Comerica Park.
Join us again tomorrow afternoon. FanDuel Sports Network, 12:30 airtime. Jack Flaherty against Max Fried. High school friends, still close friends. Wrapping up this first homestand of the season. Coverage starts Tigers Live tomorrow at 12:30 on FanDuel Sports Network. There's going to be a lot of ratings on Coldwater Canyon Road at Harvard Westlake School near Studio City in California tomorrow, with two alums of that school, Max Fried and Jack Flaherty, scheduled to tangle on this mound at Comerica Park. And Tarek Skubal's day is done. 6 innings, 6 strikeouts, and now he can stomach looking at the ticker on MLB Network. His ERA is sub-4.
So now that's manageable.
Yeah.
That's like, he'd still probably tell you it's a little high still.
Absolutely,
Jason,
he would.
it's a little high. Great outing.
So Brant Herter, our wall-side windows call to the bullpen. Last we saw Herter, he threw 36 pitches 8 days ago, so he is ready to throw multiple innings here, you would imagine. Directly at Baez. And now a message from Figer Law.
Make Figer Law your first call and get the justice you deserve. Figer Law. All we do is win.
Daniela Bruce downstairs, Andy Dirks, Jason Benetti, our entire marvelous crew. Thank you for joining us for Tigers baseball once again. For Austin Wells batting, he'll go left on left with Herter. Austin Wells has started to, on Instagram, rate clubhouse breakfast burritos. So you know how they have chefs in the clubhouse and they have food across Major League Baseball. He evidently is a breakfast burrito connoisseur. Check swing, he goes around, nothing in 2. And he has started to, in visiting clubhouses across the league, rate the breakfast burrito.
Who's got the best? What constitutes a breakfast burrito? Just eggs?
Eggs.
It's got to have eggs?
Eggy filling, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So basically any kind of meat with eggs.
That's right. You'll have to go ask him. I haven't specifically talked to him
Yeah,
about it.
you're not a breakfast burrito expert.
No, I don't.
You eat licorice and things like that.
Okay. All right. Cheeseburger Dirks. Like,
it's an iceberger at this point.
Yeah, it is. Evidently, there's going to be a Detroit review of the breakfast burrito tomorrow. He teased on his Instagram story. Austin Wells.
That's kind of nice. It gives the chefs time to prepare.
Well, in concert with that, the Yankees field reporter, Meredith Morakovitz, created an account for their play-by-play announcer on TV, Michael Kay, Swing and a miss, strike 3. Wells says goodbye. Over easy for Brant Herter.
Scrambled for Wells. Look at that. After throwing those sinkers in, throwing the sinker, moving in on the hands, you get the sweeper away and you run out of bat as a left-handed hitter versus a left-handed pitcher pretty quickly.
There's Dominguez, who swings through a changeup. So Michael Kay, longtime great play-by-play announcer for the Yankees, over there with John Flaherty, our former Tiger colleague catcher. Michael now is rating the chicken tenders in each ballpark because he, he's clip farming, as they say. Meredith created the account for him, so Michael did the rating of the Comerica Park tenders today. There's Michael in his natural habitat in a booth.
A little barbecue sauce on his tie. What's up with that?
No.
Oh, no, there's not.
I don't think so. He knows he's on camera. Hi, Michael. He's a great guy. 0-2. Just nip the corner or so or something. Coming up, the Figer Law 7th inning stretch. 5 stars for Herter. Check out the T-Mobile coverage cam, and it is a sterling double play from Javi Baez.
It's one of the best ones I've ever seen. Degree of difficulty, 9.6. Execution, 10.
What's harder than that? Why is it a 9.6?
Well, there was Ozzie made a play when he dove and he caught the barehanded ball off the bat hop.
Ozzie Smith?
Yeah. I mean, that's like the all-time greatest. That's a 10. So that ball was tipped and it took a weird hop, but he didn't catch it with his bare hand. But he also flipped it.
He did.
Ozzie didn't flip it.
That was slick.
Yeah, that was. I think you could watch that. The more you watch that, the more you realize how difficult that play really was.
Yes. Here is Ian Hamilton, and he is greeted with a base hit. Javi Baez on base once again. Daniela Bruce, who do you have with you?
I've got my new friend here, Redley. He goes by Red. He's our young kid that caught that last foul ball we saw last inning. Hold that up for us, Red. Let's see it. Oh, yeah. There we go. How many did you get out to this area today?
One.
Just one, and you have it.
And I only went to 2 in my whole life. And then my last time I went to a game, I got a ball last time.
So every time you've been to a baseball game, you've got a ball. That's awesome. What'd you think of all the home runs today?
I was just shocked.
Yeah, yeah. I see you have a octopus on your hat with a hockey stick on it too. Does that mean you're a Red Wings fan as well?
Yeah, I'm all Detroit fans.
You're all Detroit fans. So I saw you, we all saw you on TV when you got the ball. You saw somebody else going for it and you asked, did you want the ball? Why'd you try to give it up?
Because I'm a kind person.
Oh, I love that. That was so nice of you and so cool that you got to keep it in return.
I'm just really happy.
Yeah, what are you going to do with that ball when you get home?
I'm probably going to place it by my other ball I got.
All right, I love that. We're so happy to have you at the Tigers game today, Red.
It's for my mom's birthday, so.
Oh, great. Well, happy birthday, Mom. That's awesome. Thanks for being here and thanks for joining us today.
See ya. Go Tigers.
I love it. I didn't even have to ask for the Go Tigers. That's awesome, bud. High five. Love it.
That is the nicest person that's ever been to a baseball game.
I can't even. My heart is melted.
Gosh.
That is, I can't even. That is just too good.
Oh, man.
Mom's birthday.
Oh, because I'm a kind person. That is a beautiful thing. It's tipped into the glove. It is strike 3. There's one away. Here's what Red tried to do. Red was like, you're going for the ball. You got there first. I already had one. No. You keep it. Oh, man.
He's 2 for 2. 2 games, 2 balls.
That kid needs to come to batting practice at some point.
Yeah.
Red, if we were all like you, this world would be an even better place. By a lot.
Keep it up, Red.
Want to know to Kerry Carpenter.
So now Ian Hamilton has to figure out how to get Kerry Carpenter out. It's been a tall task to keep him in the yard.
Two-0. Yeah, the easiest way to keep him in the yard is don't throw him any strikes.
That is one way. You can scare him right out of the zone if you can hit the ball over the fence a lot, and that's usually how you do it. Toby Harry used to say, hey, Erksy, you want to walk more, just hit more homers, and they'll walk you more.
That's hitting backwards.
Yeah, Roger that.
Got it.
Got it, yeah. Not ever trying to hit home runs. Never have I ever tried to hit a home run in a baseball game. Thanks, Toby. One of my favorite all-time hitting guys.
Did you take his advice? Start hitting homers?
Well, I tried, but the result wasn't what I thought it might be.
Ian Hamilton just threw a ball to the backstop. It came up as a slider. I like that StatCast is always working 24/7. That went to the net behind the plate, and Fanbar said slider.
Slider.
Slider 85. So now we have a stalemate, right? We had the timeout. We had the throw to the backstop. Hamilton's just waiting. Wait for it, wait for it. 3-1. Swing and a miss. He wanted to take him deep. All right, so here's what StatCast said slider to. Hamilton just decided to come home before time got called.
Yeah, Kerry wasn't even in the box. That's when you know a guy's locked in and just looking at the ground. And by the time he looked up, he realized, oh, there's nobody there.
Called strike 3.
Kind of turns an at bat into a very awkward moment.
Yeah.
Lose momentum.
You know, it's funny. The pitcher and the hitter are kind of dancing together, right? Your rhythm is based off his rhythm, who's based off your rhythm, right?
Yeah. Yep, pitcher leads. You kind of go by that lead.
Past Hamilton to Volpe. And that is that. We'll go to the 8th. Red's the star of this show. Oh, it's time to spin the wheel and find out who the Tiger of the day is. It could be anybody from Tigers history. Who is it today? It's Jimmy Barrett, who played with the Tigers among other teams. He was part of the inaugural game in the American League for the Tigers out in center field. A knee injury in 1905, and then that guy named Ty Cobb showed up. So sorry, Jimmy.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
He was originally drafted by the Detroit Wolverines, then a minor league club. He was also called in his day the finest throwing outfielder and fastest man to first base in his league.
Oh, he's got multiple tools. Must not be able to hit.
No. He also has something in common with you other than those two things.
Yeah, fast and can't hit.
He was a senior real estate partner in Detroit after he retired.
Hey, that's a good career path. Well done. We do have a lot in common.
Jimmy was out there.
If you can't hit, you got to learn how to sell real estate.
He was hawking houses.
Sacrifice.
1-2. That is a broken bat. Yikes.
Hey.
Everything's coming at you, Brant.
He caught that behind his back.
That's an amazing play. I saw the bat at first, and then Brant Herter snared that ball somehow. Watch this again. Wow.
You want to talk about calm in the chaos. Projectile flying at your head. Yep, turn and act real cool. Ooh.
Ooh. Peraza, fly ball to right field. So we have a secondary Tiger of the day. You ready?
Yeah.
We have an alternate Tiger of the day. I mentioned Chuck Hostetler, who was the oldest Tiger ever to lead off at age 41. Paul, not that Tiger of the day. That's not the alternate Tiger of the day, Blaustein. It is Chuck Hostetler because he was part of that World Series team in 45 for the Tigers. And as I was reading his bio, Joey Cora came to mind because he was trying to round third base in the World Series, and the third base coach gave him a late stop sign. He fell, just like fell headlong, to the point where it was one of the biggest mistakes in a World Series at the time. They called it Hostetler's flop.
Oh, no.
Then the Tigers ended up obviously winning.
Well, if you win
afterward.
Yeah, you still don't want to be, your name and then flop.
Yeah, you're not looking for that.
No.
Unless you're Fosbury.
Well,
and it was
that's
intentional.
a good point. That's a really good point.
Fighting Ric Flairs are here. Or it's Wales, Andy. One of the two. Did you dory your way into this?
I don't know. It seems like, make some well noises. Tigers hit homers.
That's a strike. 3-2. The Tigers on this homestand. This is game 5 of the homestand. Have given up 12 runs.
Pitching phenomenally. Herter's been a part of that. Out the gate here. Fastball, changeups look good. Sweeper.
Late swing, and it's punched to right field. That's off the sidewall, and it'll be a base hit for Goldschmidt. His 3rd hit of the game and his 5th of the series.
Herter's been hitting spots. Making good pitches. Broken bat, behind the back catch. That really wasn't a bad pitch either.
Here's Rice. Can we have a 3rd alternate Tiger of the day?
I mean, I'm going to cap you at 3.
Okay, that's it though?
But three's
Okay.
the max for the day.
Not that Tiger of the day. Andrew. Unbelievable. Oh, 1 swing and a miss. Hello to former Tiger pitcher Steve Grilly from 1975 to 77, a Tiger. a good friend. We used to do games together up in Central New York. He's watching the game today. He sent a message to say he's watching the Tigers.
Yeah,
So,
third Tiger of the day. What's up, Grilly?
Fantastic guy. Really wonderful partner. Taught me so much about baseball. 0-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 3 outs, 3 Tigers of the day, and 1 broken bat dazzler from Brant Herter.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Detroit Tigers and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Detroit Tigers.
Here are your FanDuel storylines for today's game. Pre-game odds were there for Torque and Tarek Skubal. A homer and a double. That is more than 3 total bases. Skubal, 6 strikeouts. Go to the window and collect your prize.
We like prizes.
I know you love a good prize. The new pitcher is Fernando Cruz for the New York Yankees. He is our wall-side windows call to the bullpen. How about 54% splitter?
And then a lot of slider splitter.
How many guys when you were playing were less than 30% fastball?
There was some around the league, but it's becoming more of a trend, especially out of the bullpen. Because if a guy's got a plus pitch, out of the bullpen, guys used to throw primarily slider or something like that.
There's a slider for a strike with
We
a
had,
grunt.
we had a guy that Al Albuquerque.
I remember
used
Al.
to come out and just throw all sliders, like literally.
Yeah.
And then pretty soon people just started not swinging. It was unhittable.
And then what happened?
And then that was all she wrote.
Yeah.
Because then you start walking guys, try to get in the zone. But yeah, his slider was unreal. But there was probably less guys because now that they have Matrix, then they know, okay, hey, let's just throw that pitch. It gets a lot of outs. It gets soft contact.
And they can measure what pitches work best together
Mm-hmm.
as well, right? So when you throw that one off of the fastball, what do you get? A swing and a miss. There's that splitter, and it was disgusting.
Yeah.
One down. Be sure to stick around for Tigers Live postgame presented by Cure Auto Insurance. Join us after the game. We break down all the game action, bring you AJ Hinch's postgame comments on Tigers Live immediately following the game. I saw a whole truckload of graham crackers and chocolate and marshmallow and a campfire starting over at the set, so I feel like Johnny Kane and Dan Petrie are going to have s'mores today. Sitting by the fire telling ghost stories. One down, Cruz to Keith. He attacks the first pitch and trampolines it out to right center field. There's Grisham for out number 2.
Yeah, that was the one that was up a little bit, but he's still out in front. The problem is if you set pitch, so say you set breaking ball, as soon as you see it out of hand that it's a breaking ball, you'll swing. So it's not just setting a pitch, it's more setting like location, like see it up. That's when you hear guys say like see it up. And then if you're thinking off speed, you slow down a little bit, you stay back on the ball. But like if you swing at that pitch right there, like even if you're setting, you know he's throwing a split finger, you see it out of hand, maybe you see something, oh, there it is, you'll still swing at it and miss. So it's setting location, like get the ball up. If it's up, then start attacking.
Like that, you're not going to swing at it.
Yeah, if you're thinking right. But if you're thinking just, oh, I'm going to hit the split finger, and then it's a split finger, but the location's bad.
Right.
That's not optimal hitting a split finger location right there.
But it's about reading it out of the hand.
Out of the
for
hand.
Sure, right?
Yep. Recognize the pitch and then make sure the location's right. 2 elements.
2-0. There's a fastball.
And that works really well because you're saying I need to see the ball up. So when they run the bottom rail and you see guys take that, that's because out of hand it looks down and they say if it's down, let it go.
He's thinking if that's a splitter,
it's way
ball.
down. Yep.
Popped up. Third base foul territory. Peraza into position. That's the first out for McKinstry. That's not productive all day. He was 2 for 2. Tigers trying to close it next.
Johnny Kane, Dan Petrie coming to you from the Figer Law desk, holding it down as we get ready for a post-game edition of Tigers Live. 6 scoreless innings from Tarek Skubal today. Andy Dirksen said, when you win the Cy Young, you got a bullseye on your back. What do you got for the people today?
Absolutely. Well, it was 6 shutout innings for Tarek Skubal, but there was one key at-bat, and we'll take you back and show you that at-bat that sent Tarek Skubal on his way. And also, Spencer Torkelson, good day at the plate. First couple times up, there's something very similar about both his at-bats. We'll take you back and show you what exactly led to Spencer Torkelson's benetti
All right, Benetti Dirks, you got 3 outs to figure out what that tease is.
That's a double tease, though. We don't have time for that.
You got 3 outs.
That's an escape room.
We didn't miss a first pitch.
No, it's amazing. You're better than Dirks at that. He reads cards in a minute and a half. Herder to Judge, leading off the inning, and there's strike 1. Look forward to Tigers Live postgame. The Tigers have run into Aaron Judge, other than in the first inning, in really good spots. He's led off the inning twice, and then he had the base hit with a runner on and 2 out, which is really like a no damage situation anyway.
Yeah, that's what a single from him with 2 outs did your job.
One and one. Herder's all tied up in knots.
You see Herder's attacking him the same way Skubal was, going with the off speed early. Trying to keep him off balance, work the ball away from him. He wants a heater. Skubal gave him 1 fastball to hit, but it was with 2 strikes. It was a little bit under it.
See if Judge can recalibrate here. 1 and 2. Shallow center field. Riley Green is not going to get there. It's down for a base hit. End of the bat job for Aaron Judge to lead off the ninth.
Good sequence. I mean, that's where you want him to live, is on the end of the bat. Tigers have done that a couple times a day to Judge. Once on the hands.
Jazz Chisholm Jr., the batter.
Look at that beauty. Hey.
You're saying you have that as a strike?
Well,
Andy.
yeah, you know.
1-0. Swing and a miss.
Herder's sinker's got something special to it. It's not overpowering, but he will get some swing and miss on it, get a lot of ground balls with it.
One. It's a bunt, third base side of the mound. Herder hops over there athletically to make the play.
Now, I think, have these pitchers listened to our broadcast and taken this personal or what?
That was
Because
Andy Dirks on that.
Herder is showing out on the defensive side of the ball. He's pitching the ball well, but the defense got off the mound, turns, sets, fires, a strike. And he can catch the ball behind his back.
He was a basketball player in high school.
Well, that makes a lot of
along
sense.
with baseball.
I bet he could dunk, too.
See the Tigers' ERA this homestand on the fan bar in the bottom right, 1.84.
Yeah, that's Scooble approved ERA there. He won't be mad about that one.
No. 0-1 for Volpe. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tigers trying to win a 5th in a row on this homestand. They came in today a game up on Kansas City in the division, 2.5 on Cleveland, 3 on Minnesota. Very early juncture, 10 games in. 1-1.
Yeah, he's working that 3-pitch mix, a sinker, the sweeper, and the changeup. He's thrown the changeup a little bit more than he had previous outings today. Kind of works the sweeper in, keeps the sinker away.
There's a sinker up.
And that's, I mean, he's hitting all quadrants. And it's 90, it's 91, but it gets on him. That's a swing and miss from Jazz. Also here on the heater.
2-2 to Volpe. Judge at second, 1 out. Trying to protect the shutout of the Yankees here. It's up. Three, 2. Outside, that's the first walk from Tiger pitchers today. You have Austin Wells, who is a big-time fly ball hitter. He's less than 30% ground balls so far this year. But you'd love to somehow coerce him into a double play ball.
Yeah, you want to keep that sweeper away from the left-handed hitter. You could work that 2-seam like in on the hands, sweeper away. Those are probably going to be the 2 pitches to go to. Fastball away always works too. Down,
yeah,
down and away. But you want to get him out in front or make him late or out in front. Out in front on the sweeper away, late on the heater. So Dingler's kind of been reading his at-bats throughout the day. He knows, okay, this is how we're going to attack him. Wanted to reinforce that.
First one. There's that fastball away, ball 1. There's a ground ball. Right up the middle to shortstop. Sweeney to the bag. That is that. It's a shutout of the Yankees, and the Tigers are still unbeaten on the homestand, and the staff has been exceptional.
Keeping this team to no runs in a game is a feat. But that's how you start a homestand right there. You know, pretty good way to start it. I don't know if there's a better way.
No, five in a row, no matter who you're playing, 3 against the White Sox, 2 against the Yankees. This has been an outstanding effort all the way around.
All the way. They've outplayed every team in pretty much every game, pitching, defense, and hitting the ball. That's a good sign.
It's a good reason to maybe step out for lunch tomorrow early from work.
Oh, I would.
Yeah. Here's double play. Sweeney finds the bag. Tigers turn 2. Stay with us. Tigers live post game. Dan Petrie, Johnny Kane going to be smiling like Dylan right after this.